Good morning to you, Simon Miller. How do you do?
Very well, thanks, Shorty, Richard, Wes.
Good morning, Simon. Simon, a two-prong attack in the Guineas, firstly. Let's talk about Darlington Abbey. Unfortunately, has come up with gate number 18 and Hussey by choice, gate number 10, and what you made of their runs in the champion fillies.
Yeah, good runs. The mare, Hussey by choice, she hasn't had much luck all three starts this time in, but she's quality filly, and we thought we'd drive her forward the other day, and everything was going to fruition, and then we had Darlington on the back of her and Miss Celise on the back of her, and it was panning out beautifully, but Glenn Smith just thought he'd try and get a couple of cheap sectionals and probably anchored too quick, and it slowed the tempo up pretty quick, and they whipped around, and then the whole dynamics changed, and she was in behind skiing after that, and then Darlington Abbey was a pair back, and so on and so forth. So she only got a better length and a quarter. She's bounced out of that pretty good. I think with her, she's drawn 10. She's going to get a good run in transit. And this time in, she hasn't had any hard runs. She's been held up pretty much for 3 runs. So she's due to hit a peak, and hopefully that'll be this Saturday. Darlington Abbey, out in the river. She's drawn wide the last few starts, so she is going to need luck. And I don't know where she'll get to in running, but I'll leave that up to Sean.
Do you want to use that from that gate?
It's tempting to do it because she's got brilliant gate speed. She does ping along, but my other one, Hussey, she'll be flying along, so I don't really want to set a cracking tempo and set it up for like Luke's luck, who's going to be at the back, because he's definitely the benchmark. But I'll do speed maps come Saturday morning and figure out a plan for her, but she's in a bit of trouble from out there.
Hussey by choice, blinkers on, blinkers off, blinkers back on. She did seem to settle a lot better on Saturday.
Yeah, she's getting there, Wes. She's still work in progress, and in 6 months' time she'll figure out the game. She's just got untapped ability, and that takes her a long way, but her brain doesn't at the moment. So I took the blinkers off after the Belgravia. She was too fierce, and Winker's tongue tie, everything worked out perfect. But she just lacked that little bit of zing, and then when she drew the river the other day, well, I knew she wouldn't get caught behind anything, so I rang the stewards and asked if I could do a gear change on the proviso that she'll be going forward and there'll be nothing in front of her. And it did work well, then just unfortunately we slowed up too much.
Just before we talk about Power Princess, Simon, Miss Celise, who also ran in the champion fillies, how did she pull up out of that, finishing around about midfield?
Yeah, she pulled up a bit on the worst side, so we sent her down the vet clinic yesterday, and she just had a little issue with her knee, so nothing major. But with her, she's always a model of consistency, and when she does let you down, she's got a genuine excuse. And so I'll put her in a paddock for a week, bring her back. If her action's still the same, I'll give her a good spell. Otherwise, I'll just have one throw at the stumps in the Serenus Listier.
Must have been happy with the way the 2 fillies had come back, Simon. Sometimes when we see these star juveniles come around and take out the big races as 2-year-olds, we don't always see them back as 3-year-olds, but they both come back very nicely.
Yeah, they have, Shorty, and each year the fillies that we've sort of sent around early in their 2-year-old career, they've all come back and gone on with it again each year, so it's pleasing to see, because you always do wonder whether they're just natural 2-year-old runners and that's it, but so far so good. So Darlington Abbey, after this run, she'll freshen up and head towards the Magic Millions.
Now, having a look at Power Princess in the Winterbottom Stakes. Let's go back to that last win on the 27th of October here. Always so good fresh. But in the Prince of Wales, this was just completely dominant. Chimed in, went bang, and put this race to sleep very quickly. Always great fresh, but always nice to see them ticking along so well heading into the features.
Yeah, it is, Shorty. Each prep she's come back bigger, better, stronger, and it's reflected in her record. And each prep we've stepped her up to take on better quality horses, and she's stepped up again. And
here it is now on the screen, just about to go bang, and just so impressive in the concluding stages.
He got soft late on her too, and so it was awesome. It reflected the way she trialled previously. Her 2 trials, they were outstanding. Her work had been super. I didn't think she could improve off what she did against Black Caviar, and I thought, well, that's her pinnacle, that's her peak, and then she came back and we started to roll her along, and you just shake your head and you think, how have you raised the bar again? So to see what she did in the Prince of Wales was no surprise, but you got to respect your opposition, because there are good horses in there.
Certainly.
What sort of thrill was it being up against Black Caviar?
Yeah, it was, well, unless you've actually gone and seen her, you don't understand the concept. It's just controlled chaos at the races. It's a rock concert from race one, and there's 40,000 queued up waiting to get in, and she's not on stage for another 5 hours. And like every time she moves in the stall or just drops her head a little bit, the cameras are clicking away. And Moody, obviously I'm good friends with Moods, but you take it for granted how cool he is. Like, until you're there and you see him, and I mean, apart from you having 2 decks of cigarettes before each race, he just takes it in stride, and you just. It's funny. Like, I would have loved to have been the first one to knock her off, but then when I got over there and I saw the atmosphere, I said, "Gee, I don't want to be knocking her off." I thought, "Oh,
villain tag for life.
They'll kill you." So
we put that to Jim Taylor earlier on this morning, and he would like to do it.
Yeah, that's Jim, but...
you're obviously 2 different peas in a pod.
Well, I'm a nice guy, and Jim's got a little bit of evil in him. And it's actually... If you notice with Jim, I don't know whether you noticed Sunday's paper, there was a photo of Brittany in the back there.
Yeah.
And then you go in and read the article and you find out that she's been helping him along the way. So I always wanted to know where Jim was getting a bit of nous from. And I thought it might have been Aristo, but Brittany's come to the fore. So hopefully she gets her 5% of Jimmy's 10.
You think the cat's out of the bag now, Simon?
It's out and running. So
there's the evil coming out in you too, Simon. Hey, Power Princess, we haven't seen her since the 27th of October. Dave mentioned the Prince of Wales run coming home in 33.61, so it's nearly a month between runs.
Yeah, just the programming doesn't... I mean, I scratch my head each year. I can't understand why you'd want to have the Prince of Wales, then 10 days later Melbourne Cup, you want to throw your last lead-up race leading into our feature Group 1 nearly 3 weeks before. It's preposterous. And I mean, like I've said on radio before, you can run 8 maidens on Melbourne Cup Day and everyone's still going to turn up. So no one's really... What about putting the horses first and go 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks and give yourself a proper lead-up? So I just elected to... She goes good fresh, so I thought, well, once I won the Prince of Wales, I'll just put her into a trial and then use that as like a race and then roll forward into this. And it's worked good. Look, her trial was face value, you'd say it was fair, but they went too slow and she choked down behind and non-event when she chokes down. So she's had her final hit out this morning. Kyle, who does all the work on her, came in, big smile on his face, and it's probably the best I've seen her work this prep. So she'd need to because she's taken on better horses, but she's definitely gone on with it since the Prince of Wales.
That little trial there, runner up behind or not, happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good.
You're
That's amazing.
basically suggesting to punters the fact that she didn't win that, just forget about it.
Yep.
Rule a line through it because of the fact that they went too slow.
Yeah, spot on.
It's no big deal.
No, I wasn't too worried about it. So, I mean, with her, I'm pretty lucky that you don't have to train her that hard. You just poke her around and do a little bit here and there, and she just needed a pipe opener in the trial, and that was all we did. And
just a blowout.
That's all she needed, a blowout. Everyone needs a blowout now and then, Shorty.
That is the truth, Mr. Miller, as you well know. All right, well... the final word on your runners for Saturday for the punters tuned in and everybody here this morning at Breakfast with the Stars. Can if we're looking for one to have a little wager on, or two, who would you suggest are the best from your camp?
Hussey by choice. She'll give that a big shake. Obviously, you've got to respect Luke's luck and always Snowden's horses when he travels them. They're always on song. But the mare, she's flying. I'm pretty lucky with barriers for her. I just want to draw anything bar one. So.
Oh, well, your good mate will take that.
Jim?
Yeah.
With Waratah?
He's already working beautifully.
Simon, were you happy with the War Prince on the weekend, finishing third?
Yeah, it was probably just went a bit too hard in front and put the pedal to the metal. But I was pretty bullish going in that race. I actually thought I could knock Trevor's off. So
the Rising.
Yeah, and I mean,
it was a gutsy. You know what? You rode that race to win the race.
Yeah.
You could have run that race to run second, and I think you would have run second. But you rode to win it, and at the furlong, there was probably the 300. There were some nervous moments for punters that took the $1.40 with the Rising.
Well, Pont said that to Paddy when he got back in the room, so at least we gave a bit of fear factor to him as well. He's usually the Iceman, so he went good. He's just got to figure out the game a bit. He's still a bit fierce, but in time he's got the turn of foot, and his trials have been good. So I'll just put him in another 1,000. 3 weeks' time, and just keep him at the 1,000 until he can chill out, and then we'll go to a 1,200.
Talking about trials, Hardball Get trialled well at Lark Hill on Monday.
Yeah, he went really good, Rich. He's improved from last prep where he's 2 starts, 2 wins, and he'll go into the Placid Arc Saturday week, and then on to the Serenus Lestier, and then a quick little freshen up and Magic Means bound. So he would have made a beautiful Guineas horse, but mentally he wasn't ready to push early, and I wanted to give him a break. So to see him win by that margin, I know the time was pretty slow, but they stacked and racked early, and he quickened up late. So he's come through it in good order, and he'll acquit himself well Saturday week.
Well, you got the team absolutely flying. I'm sure you'd love to have some more success on Super Saturday. Simon, thanks so much for joining us. All the very best with the barrier draws, and let's hope there's some winners for you there on Saturday.
Thanks, Shorty. Thanks, Richard. And Wesley, I'll see you tonight.
Look forward to it, Simon.
It'll be a pleasure.
Simon Miller from Aquanita joining us this morning here on the Big Breakfast on Racing Radio, Breakfast with the Stars.